Hello, and welcome to Spirit Among Us. Life can be a challenge sometimes. Life can be hard to watch and see what happens. Looking into the lives of those who are suffering can be a hard thing. There are so many people. This world is full of darkness. There's sickness and famine and war and chaos everywhere. Everywhere. This world is a fallen world. It is not a perfect world. It is not full of God's glory, and it is full of darkness instead. We see it all around us, including our own lives. Now, sometimes it may seem like our struggles aren't as bad as other people's, but we all face struggles. Whether they're big or small, we all face struggles, hardship, and times of trouble. But as Christians and as followers of Jesus, as his adopted sons and daughters, he's given us something very unique. In Romans 8:28, he gave us the promise that he works all things together for our good. He is always working. He is always in the midst of our lives, making things work together to benefit us. That's awesome. That is amazing. But sometimes, as Christians, I think we seem to forget that this doesn't just mean when we're happy. It doesn't just mean when we're having a good day and when things seem to be working out. This is in all things. And it's for this reason that we also see here in James 1, the command that we are to count it all joy when we meet trials of various kinds. For the testing of our faith produces steadfastness. And then steadfastness, once it's had its full effect, makes us perfect, complete, lacking in nothing. So this is a very big statement about trials. In Romans 8, we see the promise that God is working all things together for our good. And here in James, we see the practical application of that. We are given an example of how, in one way, God is making horrible things work together for our good. Trials, hardship, things we face, things that are out of our control, things that make us upset, that distress us. He says, produce steadfastness. And let steadfastness have its full effect. Steadfastness is good. Because when it does, when we gain that, we are perfect and complete, and we don't lack in anything. That's where God wants to bring us. God wants to bring us to that place where we are not lacking, where we are abundantly found in him, where we know he is providing graciously in our lives. Even if other people may look at our lives and say, wow, they don't look like they're being blessed by God, we know that we have a greater blessing than anything else. Even if we were completely poor and had nothing, you know what can't be taken away from us? Jesus can't. Jesus can't be taken away. Jesus is ours now and forever, and nothing can ever change that. No matter what kind of sickness or distress or hurt or darkness we face in this world, nothing is separating us from him. Ever. Period. So this is why we can have joy. This is why we can have joy through every circumstance. But we also need to trust that God has purpose in the midst of our suffering. He is at work. He is doing things, and he is working for our good, even when it doesn't seem like it. I'm glad our God is powerful enough to use even the worst things for our good. So trust God today with whatever you are facing, with whatever you are going through. Lay it down at the feet of Jesus and trust that he has a purpose for what he is doing in your life.